Hey, good morning, everyone. Paul here with GammaEdge. Want to go over some of the things that we're seeing this morning. It is Thursday, the 21st of December. Pause your players here. Sure you understand what you are looking at here. Takeaway is nothing that we say here is recommendation to buy or sell any security. Overall, obviously with yesterday, we had a whipsaw in the overall marketplace. I think everyone's aware of that. If you're not, it's actually not looking as severe as you might think. Takeaway here is that we do still feel that we are experiencing a pullback and a longer term uptrend. And until we see evidence to the contrary, we think the path is still north, but obviously there's some cracks in the ice. This is what happened yesterday. We got a sell-off that occurred, cumulative tick, whipsaw down, and for all intents and purposes, this shuts off any long entries until we get a reversal or intraday. Something we call the railroad track just barely turned off. Even though as severe as this looked, it wasn't really enough to reset everything. It's definitely a bow shot, but it wasn't necessarily significant enough to have everybody running for the door. Nevertheless, when we see this, if we continue below with a continuation down here, we could have problems, and this will just continue to turn off, which is, actually why we have a market model. When you put them together, they look like that. What we want is this to reverse and get above the ribbon, or the railroad track. If it doesn't, sit on the sidelines. This is the longer term uptrend. This is appropriate for about 2 weeks and longer in your time horizon. Certainly a pullback, but in the big picture, not huge amount of pullback. Yes, the SPX pullback, but not, don't run for the doors here. So this is a continuation day up. Still feel pretty comfortable about this. When you put them all together, we've got some mixed signals preventing us from entering long until we get a recovery. That could be intraday, and you could try to front run this a little bit. Lower left, upper right here, you can see pretty clear that we're still heading up. This is just in the magnitude of what happened yesterday. The normal noise. So don't throw the baby out with the bathwater and say that the rally's over. There's nothing here that indicates that the rally's over. A lot of red on here though, and I want to go through this. You can pause your player here and read through this. It's easier just to walk through the charts. So let's just charts. The first thing that really jumps out at me is that we did lose in the overhead. We've lost a lot of out of the money call speculate. And that's evidenced here by the in the money puts now really starting to control the delta overhead. We're down here. If we move up into the transition zone and then higher, we're going to recover all of this. And then we got a lot of work to do, though. So the bulls need to step up here just as a broad perspective. All of that said, you can see there's a tremendous amount of puts below us. We've been talking about this on and off for the better part of a week, that we've had puts added to the complex below us. It's healthy when puts are added below us. Here we are. And the reason it's going to be useful is something 0DT for today. It's really important about this, at least in our eyes, is that we've got a lot of support here, right? You've got a tremendous amount of put speculation to the downside, as well as in the money now to the upside. A couple things are abnormal about the 0DTE. First thing here is that we've got POI, which normally doesn't appear on this chart. It's usually way off the charts to the low side, is right up here. And the fact that it's sitting right up here at 47.55 is a big deal. If these are monetized, you're effectively closing a lot of short deltas, and that could trigger a response to the north, right? So we could get a fairly good push upward if that happened. Note that COI is here. We actually had indications yesterday that it was going to be here today. It's unchanged. It didn't move. So this is part of that dislocation we talked about yesterday, pointed out in the charts, and then we talked about it last night on open mic. The thing that really I think has kind of got us on the teeter-totter is that these are out of the money puts right now below the waterline here. So this is downside speculation. And if these folks feel that we're not going to go down there today, they will monetize. That could push us upward. If we do push down, depending on the time of the day, if we get below this 46.75 and it's later in the day, this is going to become a very heavy overhead to move through. We're going to need increasingly more out of the money calls to offset the impact, both charm that'll be weighing on us, as well as the deltas that'll be there. So where we are throughout the day will be pretty important. You can see the transition is 47.20, 47.25. That's a big right. So just and then finally, I just want to point to what we're seeing for tomorrow. Still put dominate. This is new. We didn't have this scenario yesterday. But take a look up here. We've got COI, fairly strong COI, all the way back up at 4,800. That's fairly interesting. You've got a lot of puts here. A lot of it's amplified because where spot price is. We're slightly indeterminate. So this is an inverted structure here. We don't normally see that. It resolves itself pretty quickly. But you can see that we're right in the middle of this range for tomorrow. And so it'll be interesting to see how that resolves itself. When you put today and tomorrow together, you come up with this presentation right here. And bottom line is, it's bearish. We're going to need to get above the 25 line to have any chance of the bulls recovery today. So that really is our takeaway for today. I think we could start running to the north above 47.25. We'll just have to wait and see. So that's it. If you have any questions, comments, come on into the Discord and ask them. These charts will be posted down in my morning call, and happy to answer any questions. Make it a great Thursday, everyone.